famous places in Europe. Ready for an unforgettable adventure? Let's go right now. We're standing in the heart of Paris, where rises the most iconic iron structure in the world, the Eiffel Tower. This magnificent tower began construction in 1887 and was completed in 1889. It was named after the French engineer Gustave Eiffel, who designed it especially for the Paris World Fair, held to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. At first, many Parisians didn't like it. They saw it as an iron monster. Many famous artists and writers harshly criticized it. But with time, it transformed into one of the most recognized landmarks in the world. The Eiffel Tower stands about 330 meters tall and has three levels that visitors can reach. From the top, the view of Paris is breathtaking. It feels like the entire city is lying at your feet. Every year, around 7 million people visit the Eiffel Tower, making it the most visited paid monument in the world. And at night, when it sparkles with 20,000 lights, it feels like the stars themselves have come down to Earth. The Eiffel Tower isn't just a building, it's an emotion, a symbol of love, and the heartbeat of Paris. We're standing in front of one of the greatest architectural wonders of the ancient world, the Colosseum in Rome, Italy. Can you believe this giant stone amphitheater was built almost 2,000 years ago, back in 72 AD, during the reign of Emperor Vespasian? It was completed by his son Titus and could hold over 50,000 spectators. Yes, 50,000! Imagine the roar of the crowd echoing through these ancient walls. This place was the heart of Roman entertainment. Gladiators fought to the death, wild animals roamed the arena, and naval battles were even staged here by flooding the floor with water. For Romans, it wasn't just a show, it was a symbol of power, bravery, and empire, but time took its toll. Earthquakes, fires, and even stoned thieves damaged the Colosseum. Still, it stands tall as a symbol of resilience and a window into the thrilling and brutal history of ancient Rome. Today, millions of visitors from around the world come here to walk through its grand arches, feel the history in the air, and imagine what life was like during the height of the Roman Empire. So, if you ever visit Rome, don't miss the Colosseum, a timeless reminder of human creativity, strength, and survival. Let's keep exploring more wonders of the world with me, your fluffy little cat guide. And ahoy, friends! I'm floating through the magical veins of Amsterdam, the enchanting canals that give this city its nickname, the Venice of the North. These canals were created during the 17th century, during Amsterdam's golden age, as part of a massive urban expansion plan. Over 100 kilometers of waterways, 1,500 bridges, and 90 islands make up this water maze. And guess what? It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The canals were designed not only for beauty, but to manage water and connect trade routes. They shaped the city into a powerful center of commerce. Today, these peaceful waterways are lined with colorful 17th century townhouses, cozy cafes, and thousands of bicycles. At night, when the bridges light up and the boats reflect on the water, it feels like you're drifting through a dream. Fun fact: there are more bikes than people in Amsterdam, and nearly 100,000 bicycles are fished out of the canals every year. So, whether you're cruising on a boat, biking along the edge, or simply sipping coffee by the water, Amsterdam's canals are pure Dutch charm, flowing with beauty, history, and life. Let's sail a little further and find a hidden cafe. Hello again, fellow explorers. I'm in the iconic city of London, and right behind me is none other than the world's most famous clock, Big Ben. But wait, did you know? Big Ben isn't actually the name of the tower. It's the nickname of the massive bell inside. The tower itself is now officially called the Elizabeth Tower, renamed in 2012 to honor Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee. Completed in 1859, this stunning neo-Gothic structure rises 96 meters, 316 feet, above the ground. It was designed by Augustus Pugin and built as part of the new Houses of Parliament after the old palace was destroyed by fire. The Great Bell. Big Ben weighs a whopping 13.5 tons, and its deep chime has become the sound of London itself. Every hour it strikes with such power that the whole city seems to pause and listen. Here's a fun fact. The clock mechanism is so precise, it was once adjusted using old pennies placed on the pendulum to regulate time. And during World War II, even when bombs rained down on London, Big Ben kept ticking, a symbol of hope and resilience for the British people. Today, this majestic tower continues to keep time for the entire United Kingdom. Tourists from all over the world come here to hear that iconic chime. So next time you hear bong bong bong, remember, it's not just a sound, it's history ringing through time. Now let's take a stroll across Westminster Bridge and enjoy the London skyline together. Brr, it's chilly in Iceland, but I found the perfect warm spot. Welcome to the otherworldly Blue Lagoon, a place where fire and ice meet in the most relaxing way possible. Located in a lava field near Grindavik, this geothermal spa isn't just a beautiful pool, it's a modern miracle of nature and science. The water here is naturally heated by volcanic energy, reaching up to 39 degrees Celsius, 102 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's rich in silica, minerals, and algae, amazing for your skin. The milky blue color comes from the silica reflecting sunlight, and the water is renewed every 48 hours. The Blue Lagoon was accidentally discovered in the 1970s when locals noticed that bathing in the warm water near a geothermal power plant helped with skin conditions like psoriasis. Today, it's one of the top destinations in Iceland, with luxurious spas, saunas, in-water massages, and even a luxury hotel built into lava rock. Surrounded by black volcanic hills and clouds of steam, it feels like bathing on another planet. Whether it's summer's midnight sun or winter's northern lights, dancing above the Blue Lagoon is pure magic. Come on, and the water's perfect. Welcome to a land of fairy tales and dreams. Behind me, high on the hilltops of Bavaria, stands one of the most enchanting places in Europe. Neuschwanstein Castle, built in the late 19th century by the mysterious King Ludwig of Bavaria. This castle looks like it leapt right out of a storybook. And that's not just a saying. This castle actually inspired Disney's Cinderella castle construction began in 1869, but it was never fully completed. Ludwig, also known as the Fairy Tale King, was obsessed with medieval legends and operas, especially the works of Richard Wagner, his favorite composer. Many rooms in the castle are themed after Wagner's operas. Neuschwanstein was not built for defense like older castles. Instead, it was King Ludwig's personal retreat, his magical escape from the real world. The interior is just as stunning. Golden chandeliers, painted ceilings, hidden passages, and the world's first flushing toilets powered by gravity-fed water. Sadly, King Ludwig died under mysterious circumstances before the castle was finished. He only lived here for 172 days. Today, Neuschwanstein Castle attracts over 1.5 million visitors annually. Its snowy peaks and romantic towers make it one of the most photographed buildings in the world. When the fog surrounds the towers and the sun breaks through the clouds, it feels like you're inside a real fairy tale. So let's go explore these magical halls together, but don't be surprised if you hear whispers of old legends echoing through the walls. Welcome to the land of fairy tales. I've just arrived in Prague Old Town, the heart of the Czech Republic's ancient capital, a place where time itself seems to pause. This historic area dates back to the 9th century, and it still feels like walking through a medieval storybook. The centerpiece is the Old Town Square, where Gothic towers, Baroque churches, and colorful buildings stand side by side, each telling its own story. The most magical sight, the world-famous astronomical clock, installed in 1410 and still working every hour. Tiny figures come to life spinning, dancing, and amazing visitors from around the world. You can also stroll over to the Charles Bridge, lined with 30 statues, each weathered by time, and offering perfect views of Prague Castle. Fun fact, Prague was one of the only major cities in Europe that wasn't destroyed in World War II, which means what you see today is original, centuries-old beauty. Prague. Old Town is more than history. It's music in stone, poetry in architecture, and magic in every step. Let's follow the bell chimes and find the next story. Hola, amigos. I'm in the artistic heart of Barcelona, Spain, standing before a structure that seems to touch both sky and soul, the Sagrada Familia. Designed by the visionary architect Antoni Gaudí, this masterpiece is more than just a church. It's a living sculpture of faith and creativity. Construction began way back in 1882, and incredibly, it's still under construction today, more than 140 years later. Why so long? Because it's built entirely through private donations, and every inch is carved with symbolic detail. Gaudí dedicated his final years completely to this project, and when he died in 1926, only a small part had been completed. But his vision combining Gothic tradition and natural shapes lives on. The church will eventually have 18 towers, each symbolizing a different biblical figure. 3 grand facades. Nativity, Passion, and Glory tell the life of Christ in stone. Here's a fact. No 2 columns inside are the same. Gaudí designed them to look like a forest canopy, with light filtering through stained glass like sunlight through trees. UNESCO calls it a World Heritage Site, and over 4.5 million people visit every year. Standing here, it feels like the heavens are whispering through the stone. Let's walk inside and listen. Welcome to the Swiss Alps, one of the most breathtaking natural wonders in all of Europe. Stretching across 8 countries, but mostly in Switzerland, these majestic peaks are part of the Alpine mountain range, home to glaciers, crystal-clear lakes, and snowy dreams. The highest peak in Switzerland, Duferspitze, towers at 4,634 meters, and nearby is the world-famous Matterhorn, which inspired the Toblerone chocolate logo in winter. The Swiss Alps become a wonderland for skiers and snowboarders, with world-class resorts like Zermatt, St. Moritz, and Verbier. But it's not just snow in summer. Wildflowers bloom, cows graze peacefully, and you can hike through trails that feel like pages from a fairy tale. Here's a cool fact. The Swiss have been preserving their Alps for centuries. Even today, more than 60% of Switzerland's electricity comes from hydropower, mostly generated right here in the mountains. The Alps are also full of legends and folklore from ghostly shepherds to dragons hiding in caves. Standing here, above the clouds, you realize how small we are and how grand nature can be. Let's slide down into this dreamy white paradise, shall we? We've landed on one of the most breathtaking islands in the world. Welcome to Santorini, Greece. Perched like a dream above the deep blue Aegean Sea, Santorini is a place where history, beauty, and mystery come together in perfect harmony. Famous for its whitewashed buildings with blue domes, narrow cobblestone streets, and stunning sunset views, this island feels like a postcard come to life. But did you know? Thousands of years ago, Santorini was actually shaped by one of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. That eruption formed the island's unique crescent shape and created the majestic caldera we see today. Some even believe that this very spot may be connected to the lost city of Atlantis. Whether you're wandering through the charming villages of Oia and Fira, relaxing on black sand beaches, or tasting fresh Greek cuisine with local olives and feta cheese, Santorini offers an unforgettable experience. And don't forget the sunsets. The golden hour here is so magical. People from all over the world gather every evening just to catch a glimpse of the sun dipping into the sea. So, if you're dreaming of romance, adventure, and a little bit of ancient legend, Santorini is calling your name. That was our amazing journey. I hope you enjoyed exploring Europe with me. Stay tuned for more beautiful places. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures with me, your favorite travel buddy.